Hey, good morning. I'm going to talk about the batch process. Okay, what is the batch process? It's a suite of tools that will help you quickly upload, revise a lot of content. I personally rely heavily on the batch process. As a solo practitioner, I could not have managed our recent news archive project without them, with over 16,000 items initially and a recent supplement of 3,200 more items. Batch can be used for content ingestion, revision, or metadata work. It's XML or Excel-based, and because the tools are familiar, it's an easy way to streamline work and bypass the form for manual ingestion. As you can see here, there are separate components for upload, item record uploads, and revision. I prefer the Excel process, which is spreadsheet work. It's straightforward, and you download an empty formatted spreadsheet that's tailored to the metadata for your the series you're working with. You populate it with metadata, then re-upload. You can do all of this with or without content files, but I would recommend including the content files since you're eventually going to need to upload those anyway. The only caution is that you always make sure to save to XLS format and not the current Excel format, because the current format will not work. Always pay attention to messages seen on the screen after uploading, as failures happen when the system encounters incorrect file formats or invalid field headers. These types of failures don't get far enough into the process to trigger an import results email, so the on-screen message is the only notice you will get. Pay attention or be left wondering what happened. The file manager is the thing that makes the batch tool so powerful, easy, and straightforward. To use it, select a set of local files to upload. They go to a web accessible Scratch drive in Amazon Web Services, and you get a usable upload spreadsheet with your file names and the URLs when the process completes. The URLs can be used with any Digital Commons ingestion process, so it works with the manual form as well. But be aware that the URLs expire after 30 days when the Amazon web space gets purged. For use with manual ingestion, you will select the option for importing files and just drop in the URL. I have found this is really helpful for the manual ingestion of very large files like long videos. For those, I start a batch upload of the files before I leave my workspace, and the URLs are usually ready when I get back. For this, you can grab a whole folder full of files and upload in one shot. The full batch upload process, you just populate the empty fields with metadata. So you'll note that the file name field is not a valid digital commons field, so while it's helpful to keep that field in place until you're done assigning metadata, the column will need to be removed before upload. This process can also work with additional or supplemental files. You'll just need to move the URL into the additional files field for the main item. If you are starting out with batch, a good place to start is by reviewing a revision spreadsheet. To do this, simply run a batch revision for one of your existing collections. It's a good way to review the consistency of your metadata and to see where it might need some help. This spreadsheet is for our library's monthly newsletter. You'll see that each row represents an item, each column represents individual metadata fields. This kind of display will alert you to fields that may have been incorrectly populated or to missing metadata that the series items should have. The half-filled column on the right is letting me know that I have content that either hasn't been submitted to our preservation department or that preservation hasn't provided me with the identifiers for those items. For this series, I know it's the latter. In looking over the spreadsheet, you'll notice that some of the field headers have red highlights. The sheet is alerting you to fields that need to be included with the submission. Columns that don't have highlighted headers may be omitted, and any values that they contain will be protected from unintended change. This also helps speed up with the processing, especially with large or complex sheets. If you want to remove a field value, I would include the column, but delete any values that I don't want. Over on the far right of the sheet, you will notice that there are 4 columns with dark gray headers. These are absolutely required fields that cannot be omitted or changed if you want the revision to actually work. These fields provide a system reference to the item, its location in the database, and a process stamp to ensure that the items being revised don't have a more current revision from when the spreadsheet was run. To get started, contact your product consultant. They can set you up with training and adjust any privileges as necessary. I recommend starting out with the revision Excel. It allows you to see the metadata without committing to any change. And when you're ready, start small. Don't do more than you're willing to fix manually until you get the hang of things. The batch uploader is also another good introductory tool. Try using it with large files to speed up any manual uploads. And of course, once you dive into the process, you'll be looking for new ways to incorporate it into your existing workflows. It's definitely a tool that I couldn't imagine working without. And I definitely could not have gotten to over 30,000 items in 3 years as a solo practitioner without it. It's been indispensable to my work. Thank you.